Okay, so I went ahead and asked the questions and laid out the cards prior to turning on the camera because these are kind of private questions that you asked, and I didn't want to say them all. So I'm going to kind of paraphrase. The first three cards is in regards to B and the land that B has. Um, so to answer your question, that is where things ended. You know what I mean? That is where the burden, the stress, the struggles, all of that took place. That was not the final destination. So, needing to get help in order to complete and solve the problem. Um, and it's also talking to someone, like talking about what you should do, making plans on how to proceed forward. Being very, with the Knight of Pentacles, very cautious and carefully considering all of the choices, right? The Knight of Pentacles, oh, I don't know why it's doing that. I'm just not going to pick it up again, but the Knight of Pentacles also revolves around work, and general responsibility. So this is going to be an opportunity that revolves around a workplace. I've gotten this a few times. So the person who, okay, so here's the thing. So she was moved, of course, um, and I'm trying to say it the best way. So she was moved, through help of possibly friends. Like the B person was there when it took place. She was there when the struggle happened and when it ended. Jessica's life ended. She was there up until a certain point. She knew every step of the way. But, the task and everything was the male figure. It could be an earth sign male, which is Cancer, Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo, male, possibly. But he got help moving it to, in my opinion, his workplace, possibly some type of task or responsibility he already previously gained through a position or a project that he was working on. I feel like it was building something. Okay, so I actually feel like it was something that was being like leveled out, and then something else was being poured and something else was being built on it. It was a property that this was happening on, and he was, he had day to day responsibilities there, and he was going to be able to maneuver it as long as he was patient and focused. You know what I'm saying? The Tower shows that, again, these events were not like what happened that night to Jessica was not a planned type thing. It was a very sudden change. Um, Turmoil, chaos, upheaval, disaster, destruction. Um, Something happened very, very quickly, and her death was a part of that. Um, it also relates to crumbling foundations, and I feel like it does have a two-part meaning in this particular set. I feel like this is a building that was already like condemned. It needed to be leveled, right? That is really what I feel. I feel like something was leveled, and this might help someone understand because I don't really know about that stuff. But it was a building that was going to be leveled, and other stuff was put. Something else was being built over it. That is what I feel. because he didn't want to take risk. And two birds with one stone, working efficiently and working hard and working toward his goal, which was to not have to deal with the disaster that happened, the loss that took place, the sudden change, and the unwelcome surprise that he had to endure. So the next question was regarding the some type of tree. So I'm gonna have to go with the no on that as well. I feel like at some point, because with the Three of Pentacles, this is three individuals working together toward a common goal to make sure that it is completed. Like I said, I feel that she, being Barbie, dang. But anyway, we all know, but she was involved up until a certain point. She knew certain things. They could not trust her to hold it together. She was very weak. She was very overwhelmed. She was, feeling very vulnerable. And they didn't think that she would be able to surpass the being questioned about her decisions, choices. She was feeling very overwhelmed. And wanted to avoid conflict. She stepped away from the activities and relinquished her goals, so she was not involved in the final product. So at some point, it was too much for her. They couldn't trust her with everything. So at some point, she vamped out of their shared goals, their collaboration, the pooling of effort to complete the goal. Three of Pentacles is also a card of building, an apprentice. You're doing walls, making a cathedral, whatever the case may be. It is building something. Teamwork, collaborating, different skill sets coming together to make this a possibility. The Eight of Swords in the reverse is because they wanted freedom. They wanted to be released from that and try to take control of the situation. And kind of lift the anxieties and the stress and the fear of what was gonna come. And then, so for me, again, the answer to that is no. I feel that it is in a work environment, that it revolves around the work of the individual, in my opinion, the individual or his family, but a business that he was working at, where he could oversee this, or with the help of a friend that was working there, that was overseeing this type of thing, helped him move and secure her to ensure their freedom. So the last question that I asked was, what did Jessica want you to know? The Five of Pentacles is losing her, the hardship, the loss, kind of struggling, feeling alienated even. It can also relate to a church of some kind. I don't know if that's her trying to say where she might be or something like that. It's definitely a possibility. But she wants you to know that the deterioration of her health and the actual struggles that she had to go through were not very, they weren't extended, they weren't long. It was very sudden and oncoming. She was, she felt left out in the cold for a while until they could create the proper thing for them moving forward. And the Nine of Cups in reverse relates to your unhappiness regarding the lack of fulfillment in finding out what happened to your daughter. It feels very emptying for you. You are feeling, kind of like turned upside down, and you're focusing on that as well as what I think and feel. It's possible that, I don't know how many children she has, but it's possible that you became the support system for them when they needed you the most, when this negative situation occurred. But because of the disappointment with the outcome, or the lack thereof outcome, it has caused you to kind of like be emotionally, you're not fulfilling, you're not filling up your own cups enough. You know what I mean? The Queen of Cups relates to you being supportive and caring towards her and her children, and being that you're stepped up and you're being that mother figure for them. You're trying to fulfill that for them, but you're so focused on that disappointment, that loss with the Three of Swords over there, that grief, man, that intense pain. It's very hard for you to move on from it because there's no resolution. And what she wants for you to do, and what she really needs for you to know, is that she is with you, that she speaks to you in your dreams, and you might notice her like a shadow in the side of you, like, or even moving things. You can probably feel her sometimes around your left shoulder, maybe. I think maybe she stands over and it gets a little warm there. Let me know. That would be her. But she really wants you to be sure to take care of yourself, more importantly, and your mental health and your emotional state. She is there to help you, and there's nothing that you can actively do more than you already have. And what you've done for her is more than enough. And for her children is more than enough. It's what you can do. And it's what she wants for you to do. Because unfortunately, I'm picking up that, she's come to peace and come to terms with what happened. And the finite of it. And unfortunately, you can't control when resolution will come, if it will come, and what happens. She wants you to relinquish that, or shift your focus on healing yourself and pouring out that love, being that support system for her child. I don't know if it's one. I'm feeling one, but maybe two. Honestly, I'm not sure. But she wants you to pick up where she left off from, and the rest will figure itself out. I'm feeling you will get the answers that you seek. They will come. But before they come, it's important that you balance your emotions, you fill your cup up, you take care of yourself so that you are able to take care of what she unfortunately isn't able to anymore. And she's there to support you and help you and guide you and give you all of the assurance that you need that she is okay. You know, this is a different perspective. Like, this awful thing happened to her. This awful thing happened no matter where or what we're focusing on. But for you, it's present day. Your struggles are present day. What you're having to deal with after what she had to deal with is what needs to be the main focus right now. Everything else will come into focus in due time. And who knows how long? Could be 3 months. Could be 3 years. But despite the length of time, that didn't end your relationship with her. That didn't end her involvement and love and concern and focus for the family. She feels responsible for mistakes that she made, and she's had to deal with those. And she just wants you to come to that too. Come out of that grief and see that that wasn't an ending. So you don't need a resolution right now. That was the ending of a different type of her life. It transformed and transcended into something else. But that didn't end your relationship or your love and her love for you. No matter any words that were said, if there was some negativity, some emotional things that were said prior, forgive yourself and forgive her. Because she already has. Because it's a whole different perspective that she has. She sees the big picture. We only see, pieces of the painting. I hope this helps. Happy New Year. If I can do anything else for you, please let me know. Love you. Bless your family.